Okay, what should I get? The Good Boy, the Hollywood, the Heartthrob, Short and Shaggy, Smart, or Ivy League?
I kind of like Good Boy.
I kind of like Smart.
Looks like a
Hollywood
faggot,
should be
though.
like bigger.
Okay,
Yeah, I like that
Actually,
one.
yeah, Smart. Yeah, Smart looks a little bit better.
Okay, so what
actually.
I don't
color?
think it look like a fag though.
What color?
okay.
Copper, auburn, chestnut, or chocolate?
Chocolate.
I kind of liked the blonde, but I'm good either way.
Yeah, chocolate works.
They all make him look like a faggot though.
What you trying to say?
I mean, that's
Fable?
just kind of how my hair looks when it's not dyed.
What you trying to say, Fable?
Wait, what?
Oh,
She's a girl though.
Wait, what are you doing?
my moped now, bitch.
Ah! Wait, was that a cop?
No,
Was that a cop?
it was a citizen.
It looked like a cop with the helmet.
No
You did.
helmet.
Great.
I
I
thought
can
the
honk.
cop was gonna.
I can honk the horn.
Wait,
I
you're
thought
gonna
the
get.
cop was
But
gonna
you're in
shoot
trouble
you
because you're not
I'm-
wearing a helmet and not because you stole a fucking.
Okay, I'm in trouble for both.
Okay. I just think it's funny that it says no helmet as
Oh,
opposed to
that's amazing.
theft.
That's amazing. I gotta remember to keep quiet for my neighbors. What time is it?
Yeah, I should probably pipe down to my little cousins are probably trying to go to bed right about now.
9:50. This is a longer chapter than the first one.
So because I look like you, I'm automatically in. Okay.
Oh wow.
Oh god, it's like that blonde episode
What
from
the
a
hell?
regular show.
Oh yeah. I loved the ending to that episode. Literally Cult of Blondes. Oh, this reminds me of the balcony in Luigi's Mansion.
I'm a mean green mother from outer
Dracula
space.
Maxima, big shit. That button I do know. Why are you squeaking? Oh, that
It
reminds me.
takes a while.
I should check when my
Alright.
Venus flytrap is out of dormancy so I can take it out of the fridge. We don't have flies, so I'm scared how I'm gonna feed it.
Yeah, it was a little weird. I was wondering why they gave it a health bar. You'd think that you would have to like fight the bullies while trying to take care of it or something.
I was
If they were
thinking
going
the
to- if
plant
they're going to
itself would be a boss, like, and start snapping at you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
be
point is,
careful.
it's-
I only got like half
Yeah,
health.
point is, it's weird that they gave it a health bar when he could have just destroyed it and not bothered.
Yeah.
What?
I'm surprised the guys
Hey,
can't
not-
double up on you.
Yeah, damn
Yeah.
it. Get out of my way.
Flashbang!
Oh, did you hear that?
What do you
What?
say?
He said, please, daddy, don't hit me anymore.
Oh god.
God.
There.
I like how their common room or whatever just has gambling tables in it.
Oh, shit, where'd you come from?
He just spawned out of the ether.
Oh, check this out.
Oh, shove his
Is
head in the
there-
TV.
Yep,
Oh.
Is there a reason the preps get a special common room?
they paid for it.
What the fuck? That's bullshit.
Oh, wait, did I see this? My paddle now, bitch.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Thank him.
cricket paddle.
Oh, God, it's this guy. He's tough.
Weapon violence. As opposed to regular violence. What class are you
I mean,
using?
there is assault versus assault with a deadly weapon. So
Okay, I said he's tough when I beat the shit
I
out
don't
of him.
know if a cricket bat constitutes a deadly weapon, though.
well, I'm pretty sure it does. obviously the intended purpose of a cricket bat is not necessarily to be lethal, but you could say the same for baseball bats, and they're used for murder and injury all the time.
That is true. I wonder what the legal precedent is on cricket bats specifically. Or if there even is any, because this is America. We don't really play cricket.
If a cricket bat was involved in a crime, like say murder, then theoretically any precedent set by baseball bats would be applied in that case.
I assume it would carry over. I'm just curious if there is any.
Shit.
Oh, I'm sure you can find a case. The legal world is extremely diverse.
That's a fair point. Like that one time a guy tried to challenge his divorced wife to a duel.
Calm down. Sit. Good boy. Thank you. Jeez, that dumb kid's really strong. Hey, be good. No, be good. Not you, Einstein, not you. So, how did everything work out with those eggs?
Not like I was hoping. Never trust a rich kid.
Too bad. Was it that jerk, Tad? You know, his parents are at a party at my boss's house right now. If you wanted a revenge thing, now would be a good time.
I guess I'll need some more
Class
eggs
warfare.
then.
I'm here for
Yes,
this.
you got it.
Helping you take on the rich
Come on,
people.
Russell. We've got a house
Fuck
call
the
to make.
rich. Eat the rich. I am very sympathetic to fucking capitalists over.
I thought that guy was gonna take my moped.
I was
know
playing
what?
Mario Party with my brother one time, and my mom was watching us, and he had like so many more coins, and I had an opportunity to steal a bunch from them, and he was trying to talk me into stealing from cons. I said no, eat the rich, and I of course I'd steal them all from him, and mom calls me a communist.
Oh, jeez. I'm not a communist, but I don't exactly have sympathy for the rich either. I just think co-ops are a good idea, and there should be more of them. Wait, can we have, more co-ops and credit unions and shit like that?
Well, what do you mean by, co-ops and credit unions?
Like, workers' co-ops and housing co-ops. Like, a workers' co-op, for instance, is... Are you familiar with, a employee-owned company or, shareholders?
I am familiar with the concept of shareholders. I'm not. I think I know what you mean by employee-owned, but I'm not sure, because if it's what I'm thinking about, I'm fairly certain that those don't tend to last very long.
That is unfortunate, but yeah, the idea is the workers are the shareholders at the same time, so they vote for their boss. Which I think removes the incentive for extreme differentiation in wages and decreases wealth inequality. Which in turn translates to higher wages relative to cost of living.
That idea seems to run in the face of the very idea of capitalism, because the idea of capitalism is you are you get to decide what you want to work for, and if you think that your work is more valuable than what your boss is paying for, you can either try to convince them that you're worth more and try to get a higher wage from them, or take your work somewhere else and
taking
get
your
a better
work
wage
somewhere
that way.
else is always an option too. I mean, the idea is socialist in nature, but I think markets are still a good idea. I just don't like the way they necessarily run. Because I don't think a centralized economy works in practice. I think history has well proven that.
Given that worker-owned companies don't tend to work either, I'd say
I'm not sure that's the case, because there is, for instance, what's it called? There's a big Spanish co-op that works in... Fuck, I have to look up what it's called now. Mondragon, I think? Mondragon Corporation. a federation of worker cooperatives
hell are
based
you
in the
running?
Basque region of Spain,
I'm on a moped.
founded in the town of Mondragon in 1956.
Okay. I'll do the next mission, which is the last
So
mission
it's
for
a
chapter
big
2. and
co-op
call it.
federation. Fair enough.
Sorry,
So
Fable was
I'm trying to
distracting
figure
me.
out what business they do specifically.
Okay, so
Paraffin heaters was their first product.
okay. I mean, that definitely like strikes me as something that's worth like looking into because I'm not like super familiar with like
So how do I
co-ops.
do it, Pete?
But
What? Beat those rich
like,
kids
I'm
into
not
submission?
really
Well, what have you
like
tried
against
so
the
far?
idea
Random
of
violence, widespread
like
destruction,
like
gratuitous
workers
sadism.
like
No,
getting
no,
like
that's not
shares
gonna
in the
work.
company
They
per
get all
se
that
because
kind of
like
stuff at
especially
home.
if they
No, what you gotta
especially
do
if
is
they
you gotta
bought
beat
or
one of them
invested in the
publicly.
company
You gotta prove
because
them
that
you're
way
better than the
because
best
if
man.
they have shares in the
Why don't you
company
box that dumb
then they
jerk
are
Biff?
like necessarily
Not bad,
owners of the
Pete.
company in a sense.
Oh yeah, it
Not
is a
bad at
very
all.
socialist idea. You own
All right.
shares of the company
See
and
you
thus
around. Wait,
of
Jimmy, can I
the
come too?
industry, of the machines and so on.
You know what?
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Because you put money in a product, so you would necessarily like get
Exactly.
money like any money out of that. I mean, you say it's socialist, but that sounds pretty capitalist to me. Because like part of the
It's-
reason why there is like wealth
it's-
inequality is because like people tend to invest their money wisely in products that are worthwhile. And
a lot of it comes from
Oh,
an sorry, I thought you were done.
Okay. Yeah. Because there's a question there's a question
You
that I'm
and
trying
me,
to work my
Biff.
way
You
towards,
and
and the
me
question
what? You and
essentially
me,
is
the noble
like,
art of
is your
boxing, may the
problem
best man win.
with the rich
And then
just
you
the
little
fact that they
trust
are
fund
rich,
bears
or is
know
it
what
just a
life is
question
all
of
about.
attitude?
Anytime, Pauper. Of course. The best
Attitude
man
is
always
part of
wins.
it.
Me.
I think part of it
Come on.
is after a while
Afterwards,
through
you can clean my
inheritance and
shoes.
general what's the word I'm looking for? Like generational wealth. I believe competition in the market becomes unfair. So I would also, for instance, support something like high inheritance taxes. Like, on the one hand, I understand the principle of, oh, I want to leave something for my kids. At the same time, I think that idea starts to break down society when what
But
you're
if you-
leaving
but-
is a
but if you-
billion-dollar business.
But if you place a heavy tax on how much money on how much money you are allowed to like leave your kids, doesn't that disincentivize the idea of people saving money in the first place? Because if you're not going to be able to give all of it to your kids, what's the point in saving it?
I mean, is that a good or bad thing? Because where's that money
I would
gonna go
argue
other
that
than
that's a
back into
bad
the
thing
economy?
because if you have less money, then you almost necessarily have a lower standard of living. Like you have less if you have less
mean,
incentive to
if you're
earn
still
money,
making
you're
the
not
money.
necessarily going to earn more money.
I don't know if that's true. If anything, I would think a kid would almost be forced to be more incentivized to work rather than just rest on the laurels of their parents or whoever. And that's the bit I'm concerned with, is people who just come into wealth without working for it.
Well, most people who come into wealth have no idea, like unless they were raised properly to like actually, on the value of a dollar and whether and how to spend and how to save. Then if they inherit all that money, they're probably going to lose a lot of it
That is a big cultural difference between nouveau rich and old money that the game kind of touched on.
Me. Who's the toughest? Me.
Like, old money tends to actually be able to preserve itself. They aren't even really concerned with making money as much as just continuing to perpetuate.
I killed the best.
New money, you have one person who makes money, and then yeah, their kids leave it. They don't know what they're
I'm
doing.
sorry, hang on. I'm sorry. When you say old money, are you specifically referring to like families that are rich and have been rich for generations?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting because because in a capitalist society, I would think that if a family has been rich for generations, that would imply that it's a family that has learned, a family that has made certain to always teach the next generation how to earn and save and spend money wisely.
You're not wrong. The structure of a business inherently leads to wealth inequality. And I think the problem with that is
Well,
that
the thing with the business, the thing with the bit.
It necessarily incentivizes reducing labor, the value of labor, as much as possible. And you could say, well, take your business elsewhere, and that's possible only when the economy is growing. When the economy is shrinking, the labor market becomes a buyer's market. And you can't really take your labor elsewhere. Even if you could work for someone else, it's not going to be a meaningful difference because the incentive isn't there in the market.
Well,
And
there we
this
go.
is not a market is not guaranteed to grow. I don't think a market can grow perpetually.
no, it definitely can't. Cause there is. I mean, there is
And
definitely
bust
like an
cycles
upper
are
limit to how much.
Nice.
Bust cycles are natural. I'm concerned that ultimately there's an upper limit to even how big the market can grow at its peak, because we live in a finite world.
We do live in a finite world, but like the actual resources are finite, but human ingenuity is not, because humans are always looking for like new ways to like create, like find products that are worthwhile or find new forms of energy. Like it wasn't like we used to rely on whale oil for like years and years and years until we discovered like other means of creating light.
Right, you're right about that. My problem there, it feeds into another problem where once a business becomes big enough, they can just stifle out competition through things like a race to the bottom. And that's my problem with old money and with businesses that have been around for so long. I think should be a peak to how large a business could grow. Not because I necessarily want to disincentivize growth, but because I think...
But that would necessarily disincentivize
it
growth.
It would, I agree. My problem is it also disincentivizes competition to allow indefinite growth. I disagree with the idea that monopolies are inherently unstable. I think monopolies are almost inevitable. Power tends to consolidate. In order to maintain a competitive market, I think a power vacuum has to be artificially maintained through things like antitrust laws.
Now, Darby is really stupid, malevolent, and
Oh, wow.
rich.
That went by.
So it will surprise none of
Oh,
you
yeah.
to discover in a future life.
That was satisfying. Him just like, I can't hear you.
This is my story, not his. With the trust fund babies under control, it's time to turn my attention to their sworn enemies, those greaseball kids.
So is each chapter revolving around like
Different
So, you
clicks.
must be pretty proud of yourself. You taught those rich
So like
scum a
chapter
lesson.
1 is
The
the
rich,
bullies,
weak
chapter
bullies,
2
it
is
was
preps,
easy.
chapter
They picked a
3
fight
is
with me,
the
and I showed 'em who
greasers,
was boss.
chapter
And
4 is
Gary
the
got them to
jocks.
pick that fight, so maybe you'll show him as well.
I thought
Gary's an
chapter
even
1 was
bigger
the
problem.
nerds.
He'll have to wait.
Hey!
What's this throwback want? A haircut? A nice strong man to cuddle up to? Who knows?
Jimmy Hopkins, right? My friend Johnny needs your help.
Then tell your friend Johnny to come and ask for it.
Nobody tells Johnny anything. Johnny Vincent does the telling.
Well, he doesn't tell me what to do. Now beat it, greaseball. You're causing an oil slick.
I said he needs your help, man.
Do I look like a charity service?
you've been kind of helping.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this place? Everyone here either needs help, wants to beat you up, or both.
Well, you know who Johnny Vincent is, though, don't you?
No, and I don't care.
He's head of the Greaser Clique. Get friendly with him, and he can help you get to Gary.
Yeah, maybe. Tell you something, Pete. This place blows.
Tell me about it.
So
Is this kid kind of gonna become his best friend?
yeah. So I'll say, but I'm gonna say, unfortunately, you don't actually start out the chapter. Did it just fucking soft lock? Okay, never mind. You don't start out the chapter with Johnny and the Greasers. You have to do these stupid side missions.
quests?
Yeah, that the scholarship edition, this edition, it forces you to play. The PlayStation 2 version doesn't have them, but you got to play these Christmas missions first, unfortunately. But that was chapter 2. Was it better than G5 chapter 2?
Yes.
Yes. Objectively.
Easily. I don't think it'd even be possible for it to be worse just with what chapter 1 built up, but still. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Even with the half of us talking about other shit, which is fine. I'm not bitching about it. Even with half of us like bitching about, goddamn, distracted, we were still engaged with this way more than the other chapter 2.
Oh yeah.
God.
I mean, we were engaged in chapter 2. We were just engaged for all the wrong reasons.
Oh yeah, there was a line by one of the prefects you guys missed. It was one of them said, "Maybe I should abuse my authority and pick on someone innocent."
Oh, oh, jeez.
So yeah, that was chapter 2. I think next week we'll do chapter 3.
What is that thing on the ground that looks like a McDonald's logo?
I have no idea.
It looks like a half-assed attempt at a hopscotch place thing.
I was thinking like a weird racetrack that's not put together.
Well, next time.
Maybe it's like a bee. Maybe it's graffiti.
Oh, it could be a bee.
I'm just double checking.
What's the name of the place? Bullsworth?
Bulworth.
Yeah, Bullworth.
Bullworth.
Oh, that could just be like built into the ground even. Although the slanted angle makes that weird.
There's a bee.
Maybe it's just, yeah, the thing that makes me skeptical that it's just part of the building is that it's at a weird angle, but that might just be a texture error.
Yeah, it looks like it's like drawn on the floor with like a piece of chalk or something.
Yeah. I was thinking like white paints or whatever.
He collects comic books, apparently.
Cool.
Who, Jimmy?
I did not notice that before.
Oh. So when we come back, we'll be doing chapter 3, continuing the greaseball stuff. Well, Christmas stuff, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll get into that next time.
Oh yeah.